We love you, Lord. Oh, your mercies never failed us.
We first came to Webster Gardens because our neighbors across the street invited us to the Easter egg hunts.
We came to Webster Gardens about 50 years ago.
We came to US 12 years ago, straight to St. Louis, and one of our relatives' friend, neighbor, brought us to Webster Garden.
All our days we've been held in your hands, from the moment that we wake up until we lay our heads. Oh, we will sing of the goodness of God.
I think the opportunities that we have to get involved in various forms of ministry, the fact that the church is interested in doing mission work all over the world.
With our lives laid down, we surrender now, we give you everything. Your goodness is running after, it's running after us.
For 6 years, we led a group of people to the Nebraska Indian reservations.
We were part of a church planting team to Turkey. We worked there to mainly reach out to people in our community, so through my contacts as a physical therapist, through Erica's contacts in the neighborhood, we were addressing not only spiritual needs, but we're developing programs for humanitarian needs. The first time we had a Turkish family over to our home, Eric and I were fretting and praying over, what are we going to do? What are we going to say? How are we going to talk about Jesus or anything? We had no idea. And so a little bit into the conversation before dinner, we were sitting on the couch, and Eli just went and grabbed his little children's Bible that he had, full of pictures and things like that. And without even prompting, he just went over to the family and plopped it right down in front of them and goes, "This is my Bible." And it prompted a conversation about our faith.
I think the thing that appeals to us most is how we, as a congregation, have made a commitment that we want 10% of our time and talents to be spent outside the four walls, not necessarily on behalf of the members of the church, but people who have needs that may not be otherwise met.
We love your voice. You have led us through the fire, and in darkest night, you are close like no other. We've known you as a father, we've known you as a friend, and we have lived in the goodness of God.
July 9th, she died.
The first time they come, they're so raw, they're so upset.
So after that, after 32 years of being married, I just couldn't handle it. I really didn't want to be here.
What we do at Grief Share is we give all the participants that come hope, support, and most of all, God's love.
So I'd say to Grief Share, that has helped a lot.
They really grow in their feelings and maybe accepting grief.
Basically, when I started going there, that started to help make me think about things and trying to think positive.
It was in the late 1970s that one of our members of our stewardship board would come across some people who really needed a helping hand. And so he would help them out privately. He would help them out with his funds for meeting their rent or their utility bills or car payment. And then when he came across more people, he would go to various individuals from our congregation and ask them if they would be willing to help and donate to these needy causes. But as our congregation then reached out into our mission and reached out into the community, we found many more needs that really needed help. And so we formed what we call the Human Care Committee.
Embrace Grace was a beautiful way for us to love on unmarried ladies who are having their babies. Our church would get together and celebrate them by having a Princess Day where they had their hair done and their makeup and their nails and some photography done, and we celebrated them on that very special day. And at the end of our time with them, we had a really wonderful, beautiful baby shower for them. And all of this is based on the love of Christ.
The purpose in the Seniors Connect program is to help the senior adults at Webster Gardens have a safe place to live. So I just wanted to visit their homes, make sure they had accessibility and a way to grab onto something in their bathroom by installing grab bars or handrails of some sort.
I find that Webster is known as the church that serves. So word of mouth many times is the perpetuator of us calling a group of people together to support a neighbor in the city. A guy fallen through his deck and actually injured himself. I got some guys together from church and we ended up replacing the entire deck. Not only have I met people in need, I've met and made relationships with people within the church. When you work with them side by side and usually take part in a meal with them and you get to know them better, servanthood is a way of reaching people and sharing the love of Jesus that we have.
My children, we should love people not only with words and talk, but with actions and true caring. And that's basically what parish nurses do. Hands-on care, serving the needs of the people, both within the church and the community. We had many events that helped with health, and the people came. It was amazing. The other thing we did was English as a second language, and that brought many immigrants to our church for the first time. We enjoyed serving the community.
When refugees come to the United States, come here to St. Louis, it's a very different culture, and our system is very bureaucratic. There are many forms and processes in place. It's hard for them to find out what they need to do to be successful here. What they need most of all is a friend, someone who can just walk alongside them and show them the way to the resources that are available to them so that they and their families can be successful here. When the refugees from Afghanistan arrived in 2021, members at Webster Gardens really stepped up to help individual families. They partnered with them in helping to set up apartments, register children for school. They took them to doctor appointments and find employment, collect donations of diapers and household goods and toys, and donated cars. They also planned and volunteered at a dental health education. Webster Gardens has always shown their servant heart.
I am, as an immigrant, came here. I was reached by some members. I came, member of the Webster Garden. So there must be so many people like me.
And I think sometimes we don't even know what effect we've had. It's not just even how many people join our church, but how many deep inside know about Jesus' love for them.
The Webster Church Garden, who have helped me, the people, I didn't even know about them. And they don't know me, and they just come in and they just said, oh, you need this, and they help me.
I would say Webster Gardens is a very caring ministry. You never feel alone.
Webster was a huge support for me when I went through my divorce.
I was super amazed. A lot of people were there.
Different ages, young parents with their kids, older couples.
They didn't know us, they had no idea who we were, but they were so willing to help us and just do whatever they could, and that shocked me.
To see all that kindness and that warmth that came from people that just had no clue who I was or who they were. I don't want to sound weird, but I just felt like it was so much love and kindness, and it was just powerful to have that help.
All our lives you have been faithful. of the goodness of God.
I think Webster is authentic in preaching the gospel and in not deviating from the Bible. A lot of our customs have changed, a lot of our traditions are different, but what I hear from the pulpit and what I hear from Bible class is still the same.